life is an arcade. I wanna play every single game. These bright lights are making my heart race. Mind's been gone, lost out in deep space. Imagine that you're there, you find your way. Imagine that you're there.
Yo, welcome back. Authentic Vibes Only Podcast, episode 23. We've been gone for a while. We apologize. We had a drop going on, some tech issues, little vacations, but we're back here and we have another exciting guest this week. And his name is HeyDonnie. His name's Donnie, but he goes by HeyDonnie on socials. Look up his YouTube. He's a musician. He's got some good music out there. I just started Get Going, that song, that shit's so catchy. I have that in the playlist. That shit's been super catchy, man. All your videos, but yeah, check him out. Look up his Apple Music. I'm sure he's there. Spotify, everywhere. I know he's on Apple. I got him on Apple. Spotify,
everything, everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that you heard it yourself. He's everywhere. Then he's got TikTok. He's doing well on there. I mean, I saw that he's got, I think, like 20,000 or more followers on there. Instagram, I got him, but I didn't check the followers, but check him out. Follow his page. We'll link all his links to the YouTube video so you guys know where those are at. But we'll start there. Donnie, introduce yourself a little bit. Talk a little bit more about music or what you do. Maybe what got you into being a musician, and yeah, we'll go from there and just see where the conversation leads.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so look, my name is HeyDonnie. I'm out of Baltimore, Maryland. So like, the reason that I got into music is because my uncle, he's actually a rapper from Baltimore. He was the first rapper in Baltimore to get when like DJ drama mixtapes were like really popular. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like he was the first Baltimore artist to get that big cosign, and then like he was rich. He had a lot of money. I used to wear like his diamond chains and stuff. I was like, yo, I gotta get like this. But then so like I used to want to like rap and stuff like him and everything. He inspired me. But like as I started to grow into my own person, I realized like, hey, how about I make music that got like an impact and stuff like that, and kind of focus more on the positive aspects, because a lot of artists that I listen to, well, my top three is Kid Cudi, J. Cole, and Kyle in that order. I know a lot of people give me flack for saying Kyle in top three. They're like, bro, why? But like he made good songs. And I was watching him in like 2013, and I was like, okay, this dude is just being himself, and he's able to just be build a fan base off of just being himself. And like the thing that J. Cole, Kyle, and Kid Cudi all got in common, even though they're like all separate artists, is that they all talk about hope, they all talk about inspiration, and that's something that I personally want to do. Using my Baltimore, like just talk about my life from Baltimore and just kind of showcase like, yo, even if you come from Baltimore and stuff like that, you can do the stuff that you want to do, and you don't got to follow anybody else's path. Just do the stuff that you feel is right for you, and people will love you for just being you, like type thing.
Yeah, I think that's super amazing. I think that was like what drew me most to you, especially not just even like musically, but as a person. Like that's what wanted me to have you on here. I was like, I don't even know. I think you liked one of my videos. I hadn't even followed you yet. I think you just liked one of the brand's videos, and I followed you, and I started checking in and seeing all your videos. And I was like, yeah, dude, this dude, especially for like being a musician and being as positive you are, is just a lot different, I think. So I really like that aspect of it. And then you always post inspirational stuff. And I'm going to ask you your question, but I love the video where you always ask, what's your one reason you should smile more? And so I want to ask you that question. That's your question. I know you always be doing TikToks about it, but what's your one reason to smile more?
Well, one reason to smile more, dang, I got a bunch. If I had to pick off the top of my head, my one reason would be basically because I am like the one person in my family that's able to like to do things, to get things done, and just knowing that I'll be able to like provide for them and be there for them, to be supportive and stuff. That's like my biggest reason to smile more, because like I have like a bunch of little sisters, a bunch of little brothers, a lot of, like older brothers and stuff like that too, and older sisters. And I just want to just make a good life for them. That don't mean like Lamborghinis and like all that kind of stuff. It just means that using what like God allowed me to have, and then also create opportunities for them to kind of just help the family out.
Yeah, man, super amazing stuff. Jordan, before actually I want to talk more about that, but we'll ask Jordan his, and we're going to keep going there. Jordan, what's your one reason to smile more today? or in general?
So I like where you said yours of doing everything that, God gave to you to then better your family. And that's very similar to mine. Mine is, being able to have another day alive and do everything that I can to then better the people that are around me. Whether that's, friends, family, even if it's just acquaintances, people I meet randomly in the gym. Like whatever it
Oh,
is, it's all about just trying to just better people and always make sure that every interaction that I have with someone that they get some type of value out of it, even if it was just like a small like hey, how's your day going type of thing.
yeah,
I
I
love it.
rock with that. That was a
Rock.
great answer. That was a way better answer.
Nah, you both had good answers. I like I think like it relates to the platform here, but how Jordan and I kind of got more connected is just, and also with your answer, both answers, but just using platforms and using what we have as people. And even though maybe we're not there yet, we're not to the top, or we're not as financially stable as we want to be, or whatever the case may be, we still use our platform and our knowledge in ways that we can help people, and allowing people to come on our platform and talk and stuff like that. And yeah, just provide for other people in ways that they can't provide for themselves, maybe, especially when it comes to like taking care of family or checking in on friends or whatever the case may be, making someone's day. That's super dope. I love that. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that built the brand, even though we always talk about like authentic vibes only starts with you. Like once it gets past you and you're in that mindset, like it's easy to radiate that onto others. So, um,
that's all true. That's absolutely true. Everything you said is 100% correct, man. Like it.
yeah,
I don't know. Have you ever watched this guy named Trent Shelton? He like
I
do
haven't.
like so it's like a dude named Trent Shelton, whatever. I guess I don't know if he a YouTuber, I don't know what he is, but he just be having like some like good inspirational videos. And one thing he always says, like, it all starts with you. So like that can like help you like shift your focus, like what you want to do for your day, how you want to treat people, how you want to treat others, how you want others to treat you. Because like if you're feeling good, you're gonna make sure everybody else is feeling good. You're gonna make sure things are taken care of. You know what I mean? And like just knowing that everything starts with you, that's kind of like, that's really positive because like you get to set the tone for like what you want to do and like how you want to make people feel.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too. Like we've talked about, Jordan and I have said like little small tasks, like you said, if you're in a good mood and you start your day right, whatever the case may be, just try to make sure that you get yourself in a good spot to start your day. We talk about practices to do that, wake up in the morning, like maybe stay off your phone for the first hour. Definitely one of the first things you should be doing in the beginning of the day, I would say, is like working out and stuff like that. Eating healthier food, getting some sunshine, meditate, journal, stuff like that. But once you're past that, like, and you're in a good mood, you're in a good mood, you're in a good mindset. Once you like just like holding the door to someone, or just like there's like this big thing about like asking people, even if they're in a bad mood, if you ask them like, how's your day today? Like that automatically still makes like that person's day better. Like there's some scientific stuff like behind that proves that even just asking someone that, even if they're having a bad day, like saying, how's your day? Just checking on people, even if they're random people, makes it better for them. So I love that kind of stuff. Shit like that, gets me going. And like you said, like you're feeling good already, but then like helping someone else feel good and better about their day, like it just makes you feel even better, like radiating
Oh,
more.
I was gonna say everybody want to be loved, man. Everybody wants to be noticed. Sometimes, bro, sometimes people feel like they don't have anybody, or like they could have just been having a bad day. But like people want to be noticed, people want to be cared about, and the more you care about people, the more people care about you. And it's just about just taking care of everybody around you. You know what I'm saying? You never know what can happen, but you should always talk to people and kind of like figure out what's going on because everybody just want to be loved at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude, I love that, because we talk about like we don't really know why the world has become what it has, but it seems like it's just not like that. Like other people don't want to be good to other people for some reason, and like that's why we like authentic vibes only. We had to talk about like that misconception, like where we talk about like doing you and making sure you're good and being you for you. That's our slogan: be you for you. Authentic vibes
Absolutely.
only, be you for you. Yeah, you want to do that and you want to be you and stuff like that and not care what others think, but like that doesn't mean that um like once you're in that spot, like I said, and once you become good mentally and you become your authentic self and you're showing your true colors, like you should be in a good mood by then, because when you're authentic to yourself, that's what's making you a good person and
Nope.
making you happy and putting you in a good mindset. And once you do that,
And
like you
nobody.
said, it's just easy to help other people. So there's so many people out there unfortunately living inauthentically, and then they're being like super like self-centered rather than authentic, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I completely know what you mean. But that just comes with life and experience. Like once you want to like learn how to improve yourself and be better, then you start being like aware of those traits and those things. 'Cause, like even though I make a lot of positive music, the reason that I started making positive music because I experienced like a lot of bad things, a lot of dark things, a lot of those things. Like when I talk about being positive stuff, it's not coming from like an inauthentic place trying to like beat you over the head to be positive. It's just like I understand that like things can be bad and like bad things can happen to you, people could do you wrong and all that stuff. But something that my dad like instilled in me is like my dad and like all my cousins and uncles, basically the whole family. It said even though if people do bad things to you, people do you wrong, or you mess up, you make mistakes, or if you feel like the world's against you, like it's not, don't let any of that stuff break you. Don't let any of that stuff change you. You be you and you just learn how to move accordingly, like as you continue to move forward. Because when you get in that negative mindset, that's when everything goes wrong. Everything.
Bro,
Like literally everything.
Yep.
Your car gonna blow up, everything else.
dude,
Everything's going wrong.
he's hitting it, bro. We talked about this what last week. I don't even know. The last time, one of the last two times we recorded, we talked about just like how positive energy and like negative energy and those frequencies really like impact you. Like you said, dude, when you're in a low vibration, like a low frequency, and you're just like in a negative mindset, man, everything to you is gonna be negative, but then like more negative shit just keeps happening. Like you said, oh, you don't have money at the time, and then you're like pissed about or whatever, and not being shown like gratitude towards the things you do have. Then your car breaks down. Then you really like, damn, I'm even in more of a tough spot because I didn't have money. Now my goddamn car broke down, and then something else happens, like you don't know what's gonna happen. So to try and stay out in that positive mindset, you're gonna bring in a lot more positivity. We've talked a lot about that before. Just those frequencies are actually crazy. Like I don't know what you believe in. We talk about a lot of. I'm more probably spiritual and on the universal side, like universe side, than Jordan. But like we both do agree, like the universe type, like on that, like there's something like a higher power in the universe and frequencies that positive and negative frequencies, like those things are affect you, in different ways. And if you're in one, whatever one you're in, that's what you're going to attract to yourself. Like negative friendships, if you're in a negative mindset, negative friendships, relationships, losing money, breaking cars, stuff in your house going wrong. But positive, you're going to attract all the positive stuff, love, gratitude, health, wealth, all that type of stuff's going to flow to you. So
Everything you want. That's why something that my dad also like is big on, and my grandma is just like keeping God first. I know not everybody believes in God and all those kind of things, but some things in this life is just not coincidental. Like
exactly.
some things you can't explain. Like whether you spiritual, universal, like you said, you still believe in higher power, but like some things God has to show you so that you can be better, to learn how to be more grateful for all of like the things that you have. Like I said, it all like ties back to like why I try to like be positive, because I've experienced a lot of things. I've been places where I was like, wow, this is weird. Like, why am I here? Like kind of thing. But it's just always God or the universe will always give you like a glimpse at like what you can do, what you know you can do, and what you're capable of. And like, and yeah, man, God is good. God is good. That's all I gotta say. God is great. God is good.
Dude, I love where you just went there with that, because I mean, Braeden knows this. We talk off camera all the time, but for myself, I'm always like, even every morning whenever I journal, I always, very first thing, what are you grateful for today? And grateful for having another day to be alive and trusting in God's plan for my life, like every single day, because you never
That's
know like what's gonna come your way. But if you just trust in, well, at least for myself, other people can believe with frequency, all that stuff, but for myself, it's I trust in God's plan, and I know that if I keep my mindset to that with a positive mindset, and know that every day I'm keeping that positivity going no matter what's going on in my life, that
It'll
at
be
some
fine.
point that plan is going to keep executing, and then the things that are meant to be are going to end up happening.
Exactly. You got it right on point. It's like you just got to be solution based rather than problem based. If you always think everything's a problem, oh my, everything is going to be a problem. But if you get a problem, be like, you know what, this is solvable. I'm not going to trip over this. It gets solved. Sometimes immediately, sometimes it might take a while, but just try to be solution based. And I like God and that kind of mindset like really helped me out a lot because you got to be solution based in this life. You can't let anything hold you back.
Exactly.
A little bit off, like back on topic or off topic. I like I said, I like to just flow a conversation. But I got
No,
another
you straight.
question. Where did HeyDonnie come from? Didn't I thought I saw that you put out a TikTok the other day said like this was your first song under the name HeyDonnie. Maybe it was from a little while ago, but I think I just saw it. So like,
Oh,
you have a
I know
different
what song you're
name
talking
before you
about.
started going by HeyDonnie? Did you just go by Donnie before when you were a musician and you switched to HeyDonnie? And where did that come from and what made you change?
So from like 2015 to 2020, 21. Actually, I think like from 2015 to 2021, it was like everything was under my name, under the name Don Neal. But when I started making positive music, the first song that I had named under Don Neal was actually called HeyDonnie. And HeyDonnie was the song that actually got like blew up, I guess, quote unquote, went viral before like TikTok and like before TikTok and Instagram like was really popular, like when you could like put songs on YouTube and then you know what I'm saying, people will pick them up.
Yeah.
So during that time period, I was like, I wanted to switch my name to HeyDonnie. That's why I ended up naming the song HeyDonnie. But it was, I wouldn't say that it was too late, but it was just like it started moving. Like I put it out I think I put it out in like November 2017. And it was like 3 days before the release. And like after I released the song, it just I just started meeting all the right people I needed to meet, and then the song just started to get pushed to like different platforms and stuff like that. So I was like, I can't change it now because like the song doing is like what it's supposed to, and if I change it now, that's just going to throw everything off. So I've always said like, "Hey Donnie, hey," like at the beginning of the song since like 2017, but I just never ended up changing my name until I guess around COVID happened because nobody was doing anything. Everybody trying to figure out what's next in life. So one thing that I thought about is like, since I already had all this experience as Don Neal and all these achievements as Don Neal, why don't I just start doing it with the name that I want to do? Because now I already have the experience, I already know what I want my branding and stuff to be, and all of that stuff leads more to the HeyDonnie name. So I just wanted to start with HeyDonnie now and use all the experience I gained as Don Neal and then just go with that and run with that and build it up. Since I've already done it before, I know I can do it again. And that's pretty much how it all came out.
That's super dope, man. That's awesome. That a song. Yeah. It's crazy to think about like music before TikTok. Like it seems like so long ago. And the fact that you said like, yeah, that blew up on YouTube before, like that's crazy. Like I feel like it's still not easy, but like anyone can put music out and I love that. But it's also like, damn, bro, like times before, how the hell did this shit get known? Like, how do you even become popular just from like, I mean, just from YouTube, but like just from YouTube and stuff like that stuff wasn't as popular now, even back then. Like, I feel like that was like my freshman, sophomore year of college around there, 16, 17, and even back then, like, yeah, I mean, Instagram was there, but like there was no reels and
Well,
there's no
yeah, it
TikTok
was
and
none
there's
of that
nothing like
stuff.
that. And like no shorts on YouTube. So it's like you're putting up actual music videos and stuff with that, I'm guessing.
It's crazy. No,
No
like
music video.
no, like so the music video didn't come until after the song like did what it was supposed to. But what happened is I ended up just going through like a bunch of YouTube contacts and just like sending my music to like different places. And this place called Rap Nation, it was at the time like in that 2016 2018 period, it was like really a really big platform. Maybe from like 2014 to 18, it was a really big platform. And the guy who happened to run it at the moment actually answered like one of my emails, and like from there he just gave me the platform, and then by him giving me a platform, then I started being on other bigger YouTube platforms. Because I'll be honest, that's kind of where the music works. Like if somebody big gives you a look, everybody else start giving you a look because they're like, okay, why is this big guy looking out for him? Maybe he does have something special, whatever. And so like everything is kind of snowball, and I got to a place where like big YouTubers will use my songs. Like big YouTubers, like people who do like vlogging or like I guess when like COD gaming was like popular, and like all of those people would use the songs like lifestyle videos, workout ads, like all sorts of stuff. So it just all kind of like snowballed into one, just because one dude gave me a yes, like just because one dude gave me like the green light, and then that just allowed me to meet more people. And then, you know, it's crazy too. Off of that one song, HeyDonnie, I actually worked with the guy who made Uber Everywhere, Kate, his the producer, Kate Swisher. And like from then on that point, I was like, wow, it's crazy. Like if you be yourself, you really can like find anything that you want to do. Because Kate Swisher ended up DMing me, was like, yo, I got these beats for you. He didn't charge me nothing, whatever. Just because he saw my song on YouTube and he liked it, he's like, all right, bet, bro, I'll help you out. I was like, damn, this kind of crazy. I was like, this is wild.
That's
And
so
like
dope.
all it takes, bro. That's why I be trying to tell people. Like sometimes, I mean, like I know now, like things are different. Like you got to post more constantly. But like from my experience, what I've learned in music, if I had to be honest, is more so like just having someone in your corner just give you like that green light, that yes. Sometimes it's people who work hard. Sometimes people that work hard and have connections. Sometimes it's about having connections. But if you have the connection and you have like connects to these people, they will help you, especially if they like you and they dig what you're actually doing. People will help you. Because a lot of stuff that I've done in music, I'm not gonna say it's by myself. My dad told me stop saying that. But because of God allowed me like to meet other people who was doing stuff, and it allowed me to like project myself forward. Because a lot of the stuff I did, I always like wrote the emails myself. I pretty much did everything by myself except like mix and master the song and produce the song. But anything else that involves pushing that song to make sure it needs to go where it go, I would like take care of that. And like God instilled like that. I guess kind of like the rust mode. I call it rust mode, bro, because you know how Russ be talking and stuff. But like I was in the rust grind, you know, just figuring out and just know like, because I always looked at it as like, okay, I don't got money, right?
Yeah.
I had that much money at the time, because I don't know, like 19 or 20 or 21. I don't know. I was a broke boy. I'm gonna be honest. But I was like, okay, how about I start reaching out to people? How about I start hitting people up and stuff like that? And then everything's like snowball, and it just worked out. And I was like, okay, cool. So now, and then like from that experience, I learned more about the music business, more and more and more, to like fast forward like 4 years later. Now I'm like, okay, I understand like what's going on, how you can make things work, and how things don't. Like I know what to do and what not to do. There was a lot of hard lessons, I'm not gonna lie. But like, you know, you live and learn, you know what I mean? Because I want to be kind of like in that position where Russ is, where I don't have to depend on like a ton of people, because I know, because I already know, like you said, you've been authentic to yourself. I already know what kind of music I make, and I already know what like kind of music that labels and stuff and all those people are looking for. And I know they're not really glancing at like positive stuff like that, because I also have stories about that. I have stories about that kind of stuff too. But that's a different topic. Um, but I understand that, you know, if anything is going to work, it's going to start with you believing in yourself and knowing what you can do. If I make something and I like it, then I know for sure there are thousands of people that like it too. There's what, like 7.7 billion people. Somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to give you a good look. Somebody's going to help you. There's a lot of good people in this world. You just, you know, just treat them right, and you'll always find connections as long as you keep trying.
Yeah, man. Oh man.
That was inspirational. Look at that. Boom.
Awesome.
That's the TED talk.
No, it really
That
is.
was golden.
It was, because I don't know. It's kind of crazy, actually. Like, to me, this is just, you know, like a full circle moment. Like we have these a lot on here, I feel like, but it's just like full circle to me, because the people we bring on to the podcast are mostly not in the same realm majority of the time. Like we've had two trainers, which same realm, right? Two trainers. We had another girl that has a podcast. We had Peyton Cater, trainer. I'll name them just to, you know, more clout for them. Peyton Cater, trainer. James Donasso, trainer. We had Lauren Wilson from the Lowdown Pod. She has her own podcast. We had Devori, Darkins, and he's got his own podcast, his own like everything going on. He's huge on TikTok. He's got like a lot of live stuff going on there, Instagram, but he has his own podcast too. Caleb Kripe, and he's got his own podcast, but like he's not like a podcaster. Like he was a US paraplegic Olympic, swimmer.
Right.
And now he's a swimming coach. And now we have our first musician. But like it's crazy how these talks to me and they come full circle. Because like somehow they always go to like similar situations and similar talking. Like I do pick up like a lot. I try to bring people on here with positive mindsets, but even at that, like I've tried to also just bring people on, or we have tried to bring people on that are in different aspects, but like somehow they just come back to the same shit. And we've talked about a lot of like, it's not always what you know, but who you know, and that networking situation and stuff is crazy because we've talked about it a lot, but like that shit doesn't, I think something that people don't, one thing that people don't understand about that is if you're not like being you and like actually being, like you said, trusting in yourself and believing in yourself and being you in those situations, those network connections honestly probably won't happen. Like you have to be a genuine person. You have to know what you want and you have to know what you need, and you still have to believe in yourself. And then you reach out to these people with exactly what you need or want, and then you go from there, and they offer it and they mentor you based off of more than likely the first altercations that's messed with you and seeing what kind of person you are, because those mentorships and stuff like that and who you know are built more off of like relationship and who the person is. And it doesn't always have to be that the person was talented, or that they're talented but they're not to the point they need to be at yet, and that's why I'm here. But because they were such a genuine person, I see that they were a genuine person, and I do see that they have something that I can work with. But most of the time before the work, I feel like people pick up on that, like the genuinity of a person and who they are as a person and what their vision is, and do they actually believe in themselves, or are they just here for a handout type shit?
Yeah, and that's absolutely true, because it's like you said, it's about being genuine. And one thing that I stress to people, like when you're doing it, don't be needy. People can sense when you're desperate, when you're needy, when you're just trying to like get ahead and stuff like that. Don't be that. Like just be you, like you said, be authentic. And like if the relationship builds, it builds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But there's more people that'll help you when you've been genuine, and like rather than when you're coming off as needy or desperate. Because people gonna pick up on that and they're like, nah. And the thing with music too, right? Music is like high school, bro. I compare it to high school because let's say if I worked with, I don't know, like I said, the guy from Rap Nation, whatever, right? If I go looking for other opportunities, there might be other people that know him as well, and then he's going to speak on my character and how I am as a person. So it's just like you got to be very keen with all that stuff about just being a genuine person, because it does, like, everybody knows everybody, man.
Yeah.
So like you treat people right, treat people nice, and not treat them nice because you want something out of it. Like I said, if you find somebody you authentically click with and you're genuine, cool, great. But just know, like, further down the line, maybe a year from now, 2 years, 3 years from now, they'll end up working with somebody that maybe somebody you want to work with, they'll end up working with them, and they can either be like, hey, you can work with them, he a cool guy, or hey, nah, he be tripping, like don't work with him. You know what I mean? And it's just about being very aware, like, of all that stuff.
Yeah. So I fully agree. It's all about just building, connections. Like it's not just for like a handout, man. Like I go into all these relationships and everyone I ask to be on the podcast, not just, because one, I want them on the podcast and it's going to help me or not, like I want to build relationships with like mindset people and people that are also going to help me, but maybe in some way, because I feel like, and no matter what, even if someone's higher than you or whatever, knows more than you, that you guys can help each other. That's why you build that relationship. That relationship started for a reason. They're going to help you, but I'm sure there's something in the future you can help them with as well. So keeping those connections and not just using as a handout. Yeah. Keeping it genuine and continuing to have a relationship is really going to benefit you. Don't just like hit these people up once and, oh, you got the thing you needed, and never speak to them again either. Like keeping that connection and keeping cool with them and actually checking in on them or checking, getting dinner or whatever, whenever it can be, maybe even just a text here, there, like, how's it going, man? Like a lot, good to talk to you or whatever. Stuff like that is really going to like help keep that genuine connection between that relationship. And like you said, Caleb talked about it too. Maybe that person didn't know, or that person did know, but then you keep that connection and they couldn't get you somewhere, but then they finally meet someone, like you said, you wanted to work with. And then they're like, yo, I met this other person. I met HeyDonnie, and he was just an amazing person. Not even just his music is good, but he's like a genuine soul, and he's like, I think this would be someone you'd want to work with. And then all of a sudden you're working with someone that you never thought would reach out, but was like on the top of your list type shit, like it's crazy. Like you said, everyone knows everyone, and just networking and connections can really change your life. But when it comes
Absolutely,
to those,
100%.
go ahead.
No, I'd say absolutely 100%. Because like before I put out that one song that like helped, I guess, put things in position, I literally didn't know anybody. I didn't know a soul. Didn't know a soul who could help me with music. I didn't know anybody. I shot my shot, and things worked out for the best, and called it a day. And like sometimes all you need to do is just shoot your shot, and you'll end up finding people. And you just got to keep staying on the hunt. And because somebody else in music, they gave me good life advice. They were just basically saying, don't, I don't know, I forgot how he worded it, but basically he just said hunt for opportunities. So like always be like aware and always on the look, to make sure so you can make something happen. But still with that, don't be desperate, don't be needy, whatever. But still be on the hunt for opportunities so you can make things work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just be open to it and looking for it. Yeah, you're not being desperate, it's just like anything at any time can kind of rise for you, especially like you said, if you are shooting those shots, you don't know if some of those land, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you got to shoot them. If you shoot them in that land, like you're Steph Curry with the shot, you splash that, that, like you said, that connection could lead somewhere else. You never know. So yeah, shoot those shots, but don't, like you said, be desperate or needy about it. Try to make that a genuine connection there. That's my advice for that. And that's obviously you're feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Jordan, any comment from you?
It just reminds me of the how the quote go. What was it? I don't remember the exact quote of it, but it goes along the lines of, just trying to have the mindset of what's the worst that's going to happen by asking someone for any type of advice, right? Like they say no, they don't respond to you. Okay,
Cool.
just yeah, cool. Like I'll just go to someone else who I think might have the answer, and being open and okay with the realization that maybe not everyone has the time to help you, or maybe they didn't see the message, or even if they don't want to help you, being okay with that, but knowing that you're still putting out your genuine intentions of being like, hey, I know you're an expert at this. Like, can I just have like a quick bit of advice, or like small stuff like that, to where you're not being like, oh, I need this from you, but more so like, I know you have this, but what can I do to then get what you have, type of thing. And I think Devori, one of our other guests, talked about this of you have to be intentional when you go to network with people, of knowing what exactly you're hoping to get out of a conversation, as opposed to just kind of dilly-dallying around, because the fact and the matter is, 9 times out of 10, that person you're going to probably receives hundreds, if not thousands, of requests, whether that's from social media or in person, asking for advice. And if you're not intentional in what you want to ask them, they might just get annoyed and just blow you off completely.
That's true. True. That's why you always gotta have a pivot. Pivot, man. That's my favorite word. Pivot. Gotta have pivot. Somebody say no, pivot. Somebody be like, they don't like it, pivot. Just pivot. Solution based. That's what I'm talking about. You just gotta be super solution based. Pivot. You don't like it? Great. That's awesome. But I know somebody else will. And just be pivot. I mean, don't be like Russ. Don't be, you know what I mean? Don't be extravagant with it. But like just know that cool, it didn't work here. I know it'll work somewhere else. And just keep doing it until it works.
And we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I want to go back onto like another thing I see on TikTok that someone maybe commented to you. And that was like, what improved your quality of life so much, and do you wish it would have improved sooner? But I think I know the answer to the second half of that. But let's just hear your answer on like what and how like shaped you to want to be such a positive influence in all aspects of life. Like you said, like you incorporate that. I like that you incorporate that daily on TikTok, not even just in your music, but like I said, with you have the you go up to people, what's your one reason that you should smile more, stuff like that, like I like that. So like what was your reasoning or what helped you maybe as a low point, but what point in your life really switched that up for you and like flip the switch in your mindset, like this is gonna really be this is who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna like really start being my authentic self and do me.
I would say, I'd say like around late 2017 period when I put out that song HeyDonnie. Um, like I said, I'm from Baltimore. And a lot of things that I've experienced just growing up here is a lot opposite. I can't really get into detail, but like it's the opposite of what I talk about in music. But that's why, like, even though in the music you listen to the lyrics, it's not overtly like, yo, smile, be happy, all that kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff I learned to improve myself because I've seen people do things that wasn't in their best, in their best judgment, their best choices. I've done stuff that wasn't in my best judgment or choices at the moment, just being young, stupid. And once I realized, there are other things I could do in this life, that's when I just wanted to start focusing on improving myself. Because I've seen, like growing up in Baltimore, you kind of see the path that people kind of go on, especially the way I grew up. Because I'm really, dang, I can't really say, but I grew up in Baltimore, like in the city part, and you just see people do things and actions that either land them in jail, land them in state jail, prison, federal prison, and stuff. And it's just like I don't know. One day I just woke up and it's clicked. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be like this, even though it's my surrounding. I don't want this for me. And that's just like where I just started wanting to improve. And then that's what once I figured that out, I started, switching like the friends and stuff that I hung around. I started hanging with people who had different life experiences, stuff like that. And then I just started putting myself out there a lot more and just being authentic in who I am. So like that's why if anybody ever has anything they can say about music or anything like that towards me or whatever, I don't take it serious at all because it's just like I know how I grew up and I know like the place I'm from and I know like the things that I've seen, the things that I may have done, you know, it's just I would I'm living for me now. You know what I mean? I'm living for me. I want to improve for me. And it's not about whether somebody likes me or not. That's why I'm okay, with taking rejection, taking no's, and just keep pivoting because it doesn't matter what you say to me. I know the life that I live. I know the things that I experience. And I know that the things I experience and the mistakes that I made are worth more to continue to try to improve myself rather than you say no and then I just like, oh man, I guess I can't do it because like I feel like you can do anything you put your mindset to, and God has shown me multiple times that I'm more than capable of getting things done. So that's why I want to show people they can improve. Like the more I make music, the more I may like start talking about it a little bit. But like I even talked about it on some of the positive songs already, so technically I can add to it. So like there's a song I made called Happy, right? Whatever. It's a song that it's called Happy, and that song was a really big. That one got picked up by a big YouTuber too, and like the song is like happy, right? But like on the second verse of the song, that's when I kind of dove down like more about my experience. Dang, bro, that's tough to say. I ain't gonna lie to you, but like I talked about like when I was younger, like teenager, like being in gangs and stuff like that. Saying like people drug usage and all those kind of things, and it's just like I'll be a positive person, but I'll also just like let people sometimes know in the song, like, hey man, this is the kind of the stuff that, when you coming from Baltimore City, this is what you can experience. This is what has happened. Like, and I just don't want my kids to ever do the things that I may have done, or I don't want my kids to grow up seeing the things that I may have done. I don't want my little sister having to go through the stuff I've done or seeing the things that I've done. And I don't want other, kids or maybe young adults, I guess throughout the world, whatever, who are going through hard things and feel like their circumstances make them because I've because where I come from, man, I'll be honest, I feel like the people that I met, I shouldn't even have met. I don't even know how I met them, to be honest. Sometimes it still takes me aback that I know people sometimes because because nobody's ever put me on like a pedestal. No one's ever like gave me. I'm not gonna say nobody put me on a pedestal like a platform, but like it was up to me to become better. You know what I mean? So all the work that I had to do was like just on me. And that once I seen that I could do those things, it really started fueling me up even more, knowing that, okay, I can make a change. It's not impossible for me. I can break away from like all this stuff I grew up with and I can like be my own man now. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, yeah, that was, I say that's like the big chunk of it, to be honest. That's the TED Talk. But that's the big chunk of it, yeah.
On the TED Talk, two of them. A lot of good content, man. You've been putting not just content like stories. I don't know. I didn't mean like content like that. I meant like, yeah, stories, like lessons for people. I don't know, like whatever. We're on here for the people, just to help. Like you said, we're on here to help the people, and what we're talking about today is really, really good, just context and stories and stuff for everyone to listen to.
But that's what I said. That's why I try to be positive, but positive enough where it's actually like coming from a genuine place and not overtly beating you over the head. Because it's just like, I don't know, man. Like when you do stuff and you kind of walking on your own path, and then you know you can open doors, and you have been opening doors. It just makes you want to improve, because it's like, okay, now God gives you a taste of like, okay, you can change, you can make these changes, you can do these things. So now at that point, not only like if you was to not improve at that point, you know, you just, that's a waste. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't live with regret. Regret is that's a big thing to live with. But don't live with regret, man. And just do what you know that God showed you that you're capable of, and you need to finish that mission. Like, sure, like it might not just go up. Yeah, sure, there'll be times it just, it just goes down and it just explodes in your face. But like,
I mean, it's part of the journey, bro. There's ups and downs.
Yep.
Exactly. And like every time you go down, bro, that just makes you stronger. Like when you climb back up, because especially other people see that stuff, they be like, "Yo, why he ain't quit?" Maybe okay, I could look up to him for like advice, or maybe I can look at him to inspiration. Cause like he not quitting, like, and that's how sometimes personally I feel. I was like, if people went through the things I went through, I'd be like, I feel like people would quit, because I mean I've been through a lot of different things where I feel like you could have quit, but like why go through everything you went through not to finish? You know what I mean? Like, just don't let your suffering or your trauma or whatever else you went through don't let that be in vain. Especially if God showed you you can do it. Like, don't let that stuff be in vain. And that's kind of, I guess that's basically the whole message of like what I want to do. Just like show people like, don't let whatever you go through be in vain. Make it worth something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I love it. Like Caleb said it good last week. Everyone wants to be a part of a success story, like a good success story. And and a lot of those, like that's kind of like Jordan knows, that's a lot where I started. I mean, I had a lot going on. I wasn't involved in gangs and stuff. Like your situation is different, and that's, you went through all the stuff you had to go through. And then I had my situation that I went through that made me feel this way. And Jordan's went through everything he's had to go through. But like, it's just, that's like you said, what brings us on here is knowing that like what we went through and we didn't stop makes us keep going, because we feed it, like we want more. But also like we want to show other people that like, it don't matter what the fuck you've been through. Like it does matter, and I'm sure that has shaped you, but it doesn't matter, because you know that you can still get through it. Like once you've been through it, you can get through it. Like you've been through that already. So like, could it really get worse? Like why would you want to stay there? So if you've already been through that and it's already been that bad, like could it really be worse? Like if you just start doing what you want to do, like it obviously even if you have downs in that, how can it be worse than what you've already been through in your life?
Exactly. And that's what, and just like to add on to that, like when I first made music, right, when everything blew up, I had a bunch of different fears, right? But then all of my fears came true. And then basically it's like, yo, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and you can ask yourself, what would you do if all your biggest fears came true? And you can tell yourself honestly that you would keep going. That's all you need. Because like at that point, you learned all your lessons, you learn how to be resilient, you learn how to persevere, you learn how to keep pushing. So like you gotta take your story, you gotta use it That's one of my best friends, Daniel, always tell me, he be like, yo, somebody might need your story. And that's how you got to start looking at it. Like when you might feel like giving up, be like, yo, somebody might need this story. Like when I'm, not saying like when you're like rich, famous, or whatever, but like whenever you hit that point where things are just moving in the right direction for you, somebody could use your story for their life. And because they'll look at you and they'll be like, all right, this man was at rock bottom, but he persevered through and now he's doing good for himself. So maybe for my life too, if I just stick it out, maybe I'll be fine too.
Yeah, I love it. That's one of the things, like I said, that draws us on here. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I've been through a lot more personally, like relationship wise than like adversity and stuff like you. Um, but I don't know, like anything that we're transparent on here. Like I'm been very transparent through most of the episodes. But yeah, like that story is what I want people to know, that because like you could be at rock bottom, but there's a way out. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And we also talk about like, yeah, sometimes even on this journey, you might hit another downfall, you might hit that pit, but once you pick yourself up and climb out again, you really can realize how much you are capable of, because like you went through so goddamn much, and maybe it sucked at the time, but you pick yourself up and you get back on your feet and you look back at yourself and reevaluate. You're just like, god damn, bro, like the
Came a
person I
long
am
way.
today and what I've been through, like I can't believe it. And then like you said, once you reevaluate that, you keep going and you see like you just want more, because you're like, damn, I've been through that and I can get through that. I wonder what else I can conquer, like I conquered the worst of the worst, it seems like already. I can conquer anything I want in this world as long as I keep doing me and working towards that.
And I agree with that 100%. 100%, man. That's my whole life story. That's it. That's it, bro. Like literally, you can be whatever you want in this world, whether people believe it or not. It's about if you believe it. And if you believe it, who can tell you
Some
anything?
Yeah, if you believe it, others for sure believe it, man. That's like the biggest thing. I'm the last part we'll get into here. We always finish with the quote of the day, but I got one more little segment, and kind of about believing yourself and just once again being authentic in yourself. So in the universe shit I want to get into. My coworker brought me a gift. She said, she texted me, I left work. She's like, yo, I forgot I brought you a gift. And I'm like, okay, that random, because like we're cool, we talk, but we were just coworkers, there's nothing. She's like, I was like, what is it? And she's like, I brought you a book. I was like, dope. I was like, I mean, I have a bunch of books and Jordan talks to me all the time. Like, and we talk about it. Like, that's one thing you should do is like help your knowledge and read books. But like, usually when I'm in one book, it takes me a while, like I don't read every day as I should. Like, and I preach that people should. But anyways, she brought me a book. So
Right.
I'm like, I need to get back into reading. And this is literally right after me and Jordan said, I need to get the fuck back into reading. And it's the Four Agreements. And I was like, that's really random. I was like, it's a book I've heard's really good. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna start it. And I took that as a gift from the universe, because like, one, I need to get back in the reading, and then I've only read the first chapter, but the first chapter is kind of like all about what we preach the brand to be, and it's just being your authentic self. And it says that nobody abuses themselves more than we abuse ourselves. And they say that because we're unhappy and feel false, frustrated, and dishonest, wearing masks of our actual selves around people just to fit in, and doing anything just to feel good that someone else says that it's cool to do, and fit in, whether it's drugs or, like you said, it could have been for you being involved in any sort of gang, or maybe underage drinking. If that, maybe, I mean, I feel like a lot of that stuff's common, but like a lot of people, just do it just to feel cool or just to feel fit in, and that's not them. And then they feel more unsatisfied with themselves for doing that once they're out of that situation and that environment. Once they go home, they're beating themselves up about it, type shit. That's like what the first chapter talks about. And I just, like we talk about, like, you'll never feel good when you're trying to fit in. And that's what kills our authentic self, is just wearing that mask and trying to fit in with people, and not showing the world who the true you is, and being you for you. And if you really want to feel good and be in a good energy, that's what you got to do, is it's be you for you and do what you want to do, and not live a life based on what others' opinions are of you. And whether and no matter what situation that is. So if we can't accept and love ourselves, how do we expect anybody else to? Like you said, if you believe in yourself, other people are going to believe in you. And the same thing, if I love myself, I'm going to bring that energy, and people are going to love me back for who I really am, not for what I'm trying or putting on a facade to be.
And the opposite is true too. If you think bad, people will think bad about you. That's why you always gotta think good about yourself. Obviously, don't be arrogant. Don't Arrogance is bad, but be self-accepting and just knowing your capabilities, just believing in you.
Jordan, any comments on that? And then we'll finish with the quote of the day. Maybe you could read the quote of the day since you posted that fire quote.
Yeah, so two things. One, it just hits entirely about not only what we were talking about here today, but also what the whole entire brand is about, is just being your authentic self and just being you for you, right? Like at the end of the day, you only have yourself really. I mean, you wake up first thing with yourself and you go to bed last thing with yourself. Throughout the whole day, it's you and your mind. So if you're not able to, just be yourself, accept who you are, be happy with who you are, and if you're not happy with where you're at, then you have all the capabilities to make that change. Like, you control your own outcome. That's the biggest thing that's ever stuck with me is, it's always going to be you versus you, but at the end of the day, you control your own outcome. And if you're in a situation that you don't like, or you're hanging out with people that might not be the best for you, like you are the one that should be responsible to get yourself out of that. So then you can not only feel better for yourself, but then you can show your true authentic self out to that world.
I agree. I 100% agree. Wrap it up on that one. I agree with that.
Oh yeah. Jordan he's talked a lot today. I'm not gonna lie. Pre-episode, I was on his ass because I told him I'm the same way. But when we get guests on here, it's a little mesmerizing. Like, it's like starstruck. Like, I don't know. Like, the information we hear from our guests is always crazy to me. Like, the shit is like, a lot of it is some stuff we touched on, but it's also in different perspectives and views. So it's hard to answer back sometimes. But I was just like, you know what, Jordan? I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're my co-host and your co-owner. But I need you to speak up a little bit tomorrow, today, because I feel you. I want to sit there in silence because I don't know what to say sometimes when these people are speaking. Like, I'm in awe, but I'm glad that fucking Jordan's got hella good words to say today, because he's been a little quiet
Jordan, he
lately.
did good
So,
no, he did good.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
Jordan's
I
been
give him a 10 out of 10.
speaking well today. I love it. I mean, when he does it, it's always knowledgeable. I'm just trying to get him to speak more, and that's why, because it's always good stuff. It's just like, it comes not as often. It's just like bits and pieces, and it's like, I want more, bro. I want more. The people need more. Like, come on, buddy, let's spit it out today, bro. But yeah, we'll finish up. Quote of the day. Jordan, you want it, or I got it? I got it written down, or you can go with it.
Well, I mean, you got it written down, so you got it.
All right. So, quote of the day today is, you can't change the past. Don't worry too much about tomorrow. Today is the day that can change your future. And I mean, we talked about it. There's so much things that you've been through, and it doesn't matter what you've been through. Like, it could be the worst, but once you're at the top, you'll reevaluate and realize, like, it didn't matter. And also, like, you can't change that. You already went through it. So let's start today with a new day. Like, if I did something dumb yesterday, let's fix that and start today and change that path today, because yesterday's gone. It's not going away. You can't change it. It's gone. Like, it's never coming back to you. So today's that day where you can make a change, and then don't worry about too much for tomorrow, because if you start good today, then you're just going to keep rolling with that into tomorrow. It's not going to matter what the future brings, because you're presently in the moment and working towards what you need to work towards. So the future is already laid for you, and your past already laid from the universe and God. So that's going to come to you as long as you start working towards your purpose and step into being a better person and a better you and a more authentic you.
Amen. I agree, man. Can't get hung up on the past. I used to be like that. I always get hung up on the past. You gotta move forward. If you learn, you take the lessons that you learned from the past, you move forward. Like if you can look at your past, you're like, oh man, I messed up here, and there. You're aware enough to know that you need to make changes. And if you think you messed up or whatever else you may have done in the past, obviously that's signs that you're a good person because bad people don't worry about change. So that shows that you want to improve and redeem yourself and do what you need to do moving forward to be a better person and spread more love out here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I love it. I
TED
appreciate
Talk, bro, I got
that saying.
all TED Talk quotes today. That's all I got. All TED Talks.
Bro, that's written on our, people don't know this, we don't talk about it, but that's written on our goals for the brand is to get a TED Talk. If we're on a TED Talk, I'm inviting you.
Nah, bro, I definitely want to do a TED Talk.
That'd be so fire, bro. That'd be lit. That's on our goals is to do a TED Talk. So once we get on there, because it's on a goal for real. Like it's gonna happen. We believe that. But you'll be invited on.
All right, I do it.
All right, dope. All right, I think that's it for today, guys. I appreciate everyone listening, watching. Check us out. Subscribe, like, comment. Authentic.vibes only on TikTok, Instagram. No dots, but YouTube Authentic Vibes only. We're there. And just so you know, I'll drop one more thing. We did sell out of these shorts, and which was a plus, but they will be coming back with this next drop. So it's getting a little cold, but we wanted to bring back a little bit of stock for you guys that missed out because we've gotten very good reviews on the shorts. So those shorts will be coming back, but don't expect that to happen much because we plan that everything that comes out doesn't come back. So unfortunately, if you miss out, you miss out, but you will get a second chance at these shorts this time. And once again, check out HeyDonnie on TikTok. Look him up on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram. He's got positive messages on his TikTok. He's got amazing music that is out there already, and I know that more amazing music is in the future for him. And I'm sure that in the future he'll be back on the episode for another episode. Maybe. Who knows? It'll be live. I'd love that to happen. Who knows? Me and Jordan got a lot in store for everybody, but I know he'll be back on and check him out everywhere. HeyDonnie, and thanks again for coming on, man. It's been a great episode.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate y'all, man. It's cool.
Imagine that your fears were never there. Step into the room, forget you're scared. Can't hear the doubt today. Laughing my way to the bank. Ha! A free falling like I'm skydiving. Teacher and student, two worlds colliding. I love music, I don't abuse it. Take your crafts and you infuse them. Say you're normal, that's kinda weird. In deep thought, stroking my beard. Head of the table, saying my cheers. Ended up grateful for all the tears. Ready to grind for years. Been loving what's in the mirror. Ready to grind for years. Been loving what's in